Hey everyone, it is Matt with ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Let's talk semi-final 2. Our predictions are ready for the show on Thursday evening, the semi-final 2. Who do we think will go through, not who we want to go through. Keep that in mind, that's a different list, of course. 8 of us voted, and I combined the votes and ready to share that with you along with my personal observations and whether or not I agree with the overall outcome. So, before we get started, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to us so we can give you more and more Eurovision coverage throughout this year, as well as the next years to come. So, let's jump into it. Let's talk Eurovision. Okay, let's go for the obvious ones first. Those that we all agreed on that will qualify. The first one on the list, the Netherlands, the last song of the night. And yes, we had some thoughts and other people as well about the staging, but regardless of that, the song obviously is destined for a grand final and a really good result overall. And going last and just being such a fun song, I mean, you can't stop Europapa, regardless of what you may think of the staging. But the song, yeah, the Netherlands, see you in the finals. I agree. Everybody agrees. Let's stop pretending it's not going to go through. So, obvious qualifier, the Netherlands. Also on the list, 8 out of 8 agreed on our team. Norway, and second to last song of the night, of course. And I will say that I'm not sure what the jurors will do, but this is a televote only semi, therefore an obvious qualifier. It just has such a mood and energy that people will really like. Great running order, and just overall, a very popular song. So there's no way that Norway will sit out as well. Previously, I said, could this be a shock non-qualifier? But after watching the rehearsals, I'm like, no, this one is through. So another likely, according to us, guaranteed qualifier is Norway. Who else on our list? Oh yes, 8 out of 8 people agree, meaning everyone that Israel will go through with the song. And obviously, it's one of the few ballads in the second half. May it stand out. I mean, Belgium is kind of ballady, but it's a little different. You get my point. It's an obvious qualifier as well, and we're just going down the list with all the songs that we all agree on. So Netherlands, Norway, Israel. The next country on our list, once again, every single person agrees on, is Armenia. Such a cute little song, and I think the staging just elevates it, and there's just such a market for that kind of music out there, and it stands out. It's simple and in a good way though, and people need this uplifting spirit in all these very serious songs, and I am here for it. It has to qualify, and it will qualify according to our predictions. All of us said yes, that one will go through. The 5th country on our list, and let me check. Yes, everyone agrees on that one as well. Oh man, is Austria. Now that one is a little bit of a surprise to me, not because, I said it'll qualify as well, but I thought some people would call it a non-qualifier because some of the rehearsal that we just seen, which makes me a little nervous. I will agree timing was off and vocals were a little bit, but the song is such a banger, and I think it'll just have its market. People will like this music. It's just, you will rave. We all want to rave to it, and I'm getting nervous a little bit. I had it actually at the end a little bit of a borderline qualifier. I could see Austria not making it, but I want them to make it. So I'm sticking to my guns. I agree with the team, obviously. All of us say this one has to go through. Not has to go through, but will go through. And I know I sound like a broken record, but once again, we all agree that Switzerland will qualify. It's just such a good song, and some people were worried about the staging. I enjoy it tremendously. It's just a little fun, not little fun, it's not even that little. It's just a very fun song. I enjoy the staging, and it's just creative, from a creative perspective, just very interesting. And it's just not the staging that we thought was going to happen, but that doesn't make it bad. I enjoy the contrast, and Switzerland is going through. There's a reason why they're still second in the betting odds right now. So there you have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 countries already on our list, and we all agree those will go through. It seems there's a lot of agreement on this list. So let's talk about where we almost agree, and that is 7 out of 8 voters said yes to this song, and that is Georgia, Firefighter. Even though we have one member that still doesn't believe Georgia will make it after these impressive rehearsals, the rest of the team thinks it will go through. And Don't worry, it's not me. I think Georgia will qualify actually quite easily. Hope I'm not wrong, because that would be sad. It's time for Georgia to return to the grand finals. It's been 8 years, and it would be well deserving. And regardless of what someone may think of the song or whatever, I think the staging is quite impactful, and people enjoy this kind of music. So yeah, I agree, it'll go through. 7 out of 8, still one person was overruled. Therefore, Georgia, according to us, see you in the grand final. Actually, also 7 out of 8 countries voted for this nation to go through to the grand final, and that is Greece. And yeah, once again, only one person believes it's not going to be enough. The rest of us think Greece will fly through to the grand final. And if you're wondering if that one random rogue person is me, fear not, it is not me. I am so convinced that Greece is easily going to sail through to the finals after last year's disappointing outcome. This year, I don't see that in the stars. Some people think the staging is not as fun as they envision it to be, but once again, I actually quite like it, and the song is just strong enough on its own. I mean, come on. It's just a fun song. It's messy a little bit in a good way, and so is the staging a bit messy in a good way. So I believe this is also just a fairly obvious qualifier, but still, 7 out of 8 said yes, and that is easily enough for Greece to make the cut. So you can see there's a lot of agreement, even just minor disagreements. We already only have 2 left. Let's talk about the 2 countries that are still to go here. The 9th place, I guess, for us, according to our predictions, because only 6 out of 8 people believe this will go through. Once again, it is enough to make the cut, and that is Estonia. Such a fun song. 2 individuals think that it will not work for the crowds, but I think it will. Once again, I feel like with the overall results, I agree. Even though there are some people who vote differently, the overall outcome, when you combine the team, I'm like, yeah, I can absolutely see that. And Estonia, I know a lot of people are hoping for more tight visuals when it comes to Estonia, but the song is just so much fun, and the crowds go crazy, and it's such an audience pleaser, and I would be surprised if Estonia doesn't make the cut. So I believe in the band, and I believe in the country, so I say yes. Overruled 2 individuals. We believe as a team united. Overall prediction, Estonia we'll see again on Saturday. That means only 1 spot is left. Don't hate me, it's not the country of your choice, but 5 out of 10 said yes to this one. And that was enough. That was enough. And you know who that is? It's Belgium. And Belgium, I know there have been some concerns about the vocals and the visuals and all of that stuff. Fair enough. Fair enough. I once again am with the majority here. I like what my team's doing here. I'm with the 5 that said yes. Look, I do think that I think that Belgium will qualify despite the staging more than anything, because the song is just so good. The song is really good, and I know there were some concerns about his vocals, and even I made some comments on the live stream, but they weren't bad. It's just like, no, it's just not quite right, but it wasn't in any shape or form bad. And these are not juries or anything. This is televoters. If it's not off-putting, they will like it. So I think also Belgium will go through, and 5 out of 8, as pointed out, believe so. That is enough. That makes Belgium our borderline qualifier. So there you have it. Let's talk about the other countries on our list as well that did not make the cut. And as you can see, all the 10 songs that were in our prediction list, I agree with. That's the first time that this happened, actually. So our top 10 prediction, I can endorse that. But let's talk about the songs that did not make the cut according to our predictions. In 11th place is San Marino. 3 out of 8 people said that San Marino will actually qualify, and I really, really wanted to put San Marino in there because I love that song. I love the staging. Everything is so good about it. I am just worried that my personal bias is getting in the way of the song and me ranking it, because I was like, oh no, I'm going to put that in. I'm going to take a risk. But people just don't seem to gravitate towards that song as I would like. Even the audience that were in there, it was ranked pretty low. No one was really getting that excited about it. I think the song just doesn't carry enough oomph for the average ear to make it. That's why I didn't put it in there. But I wanted to with everything, but every fiber of my being, I wanted to put in the top 10, and I didn't. So if I'm wrong, I'll be so happy for San Marino, because I really want them in there. I just had to make a decision, and I was unwilling to put Austria or Belgium out of my top 10 here. So yeah, that's how I ended up on not putting them in. But hopefully they can prove me wrong. I want to be proven wrong. Also not making the cut is Malta. 2 out of our 8 members said yes, and I was also considering it, but I decided not all 3 girl bangers between Malta, Austria, and Georgia will go through. But then we made a similar comment about not all 3 Balkan countries will go through, and here we are, all 3 of them did go through. So maybe I'm going to bite myself in the butt with a comment. But I had to make a decision. I felt more confident about the other options. But if Malta were to make it, I would not be shocked. It was a good, solid staging, and it just comes down to whether or not people will like the song. And it's not as well liked as Cyprus was initially, so that's why I'm a little concerned. So that's why I have Malta out, but we have it in 12th place because 2 people still believe in it. In 13th place, we have, well, will be shared one as well, is Czechia. Pedestal. Only 1 person believes Czechia will make the cut, and I want that 1 person to be right. It is not me, y'all, because, you know, I agree with the top 10 we've chosen. It's just visually really good. It is vocally really good. I really, really like it. It's just nobody, and there are not that many people who are really into it. So I'm listening to some of other people's input, and when I look at some of the rankings that people put out there, I'm getting a little nervous. I'm getting a little nervous about the chances that Czechia. I think it's just maybe not the right song for Eurovision in terms of success, but in terms of diversity, I'm all for it. So hopefully, once again, it's another song I want to be proven wrong. You can see there's so many songs that there are very few songs that I think that are dead on arrival in this semi. So Czechia, I still think you're in it, but I had to predict somewhere somehow. So we think as a team it's not enough. Also not enough, clearly, on our list with 1 out of 8 votes is for Denmark. I'm telling you, don't sleep on Denmark. I think the staging is actually quite nice, quite beautiful. It really comes down to, will people be into the song? Denmark has this thing that always sit on that fine line. You know, they're very like friendly ear, radio friendly songs, and sometimes people just find them too boring, don't vote for it, or sometimes they just really like them and they go for it. So I think Denmark could go either way as well. It's a wild card to me. I voted no, only because I got stronger vibes from the other entries. But once again, there are hardly any songs in this group that I consider dead on arrival. So there you have it. I am still looking at you, Denmark. I'm not counting you out just yet. That means the countries that I'm mentioning next, they do not have any votes from us. That includes Albania and Latvia. Unfortunately, no one on our team believes they will go through, and I agree with that as well. I will say Albania to me is the only country, or song I should say, that at this point is a little DOA. I just don't see a path forward for Albania, unfortunately, in this particular semi, as much as I would want that to happen. It's tough. Latvia, I still think is an uphill battle. There could be universe where people really connect with that ballad, but I just don't think the staging and the stage presence is there for that song. And that's why I'm a little bit hesitant. But I would not call it dead on arrival. I will call it, you know, I don't know. I can't think of any clever term or what to call it, but I just think it's a very big, steep uphill battle for Latvia. But if one could do it, it's Latvia. I know it's been a long time since you've made it, and I'm sad if it's not going to happen, but that's just where I'm at right now, and the team agrees. So, there you have it. These are our 10 qualifiers in terms of our predictions in running order. Once again, real quick, Greece, Switzerland, Austria, Armenia, Georgia, Belgium, Estonia, Israel, Norway, and the Netherlands. So, let me know below. Who do you think is in and out? Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? This was tough, and I'll be more than happy to admit when I'm wrong on this one, because this is a tough one. This is a toughie. Leave your thoughts below in the comment section. I will talk to you on the other side.